We are here with the man, the myth, the legend, the Mr. Dustin. I know Dustin starts all of his things like, ladies and gentlemen, and right. No, I'm not even going to give you the guy's credentials. Why not? He's got too many. We're talking the Loan Officer Podcast, talks to everybody, knows everything, closes loans, makes it happen. Dustin, how you doing, baby? Thanks for being here.
Steve, thanks for having me. It's like
Absolutely.
The dream team's back together, double trouble.
Look out.
Salt and Pepper, Siegfried and Roy.
Well,
without the Lions.
There's only one of them. So
and the Tigers.
All right. Here's what happened. I'm sitting here saying, what do people want to talk about? And everybody's like, I love the Loan Officer Podcast. I love Dustin Owen. And I'm like, hey, Dustin, how many people have you talked to? He's like, been over 500 episodes. And how many people share best practices? Everybody. How many best practices you have? 1,000. All right. I don't want 1,000 best practices. I want the best practices. I want the 9 best practices. This is, hey, everything else aside, you can forget about the other 991 of them. Here's the 9 best practices. Dustin, for the once in my life, he's going to talk more than me. So let's just sort of get into it. And the very first one, this one, boom, we got Dio sitting right there. This might be my favorite one. And the reason that I say that this might be my favorite one, even though I love them all, is I think this is the biggest problem that loan originators have in business today is they're not following this number one rule. What you got, Dio? What's the rule?
Dominate your lead follow-up. Here's the deal. We work so freaking hard. We spend tons of money to generate the lead. We don't then spend equal amounts of money and effort to actually convert the lead. The biggest value an originator can bring to a referral partner is to dominate lead follow-up. And for most of us, it's something you can do for free because all it requires is a phone and all the contact information that you already have. So yes, the first best practice is dominate your lead follow-up.
Boom. Folks, that's where you get paid. That's where you make it happen. And that's where I see people messing up. Because where are they spending most of their time? A lot of time they're like, well, what should I be putting on Facebook? What should I be putting on LinkedIn? Well, Dustin Owen knows how to crack the code when it comes to social media.
Well, so the fact that you used this picture, my Lord, this was COVID. I was trying to do like no shave until something happened with COVID. That's the most hair I've had on my head in 2 decades. And man, does it age me. All right.
That's why you look like a criminal. I need you to crack the code. That's why I use that one.
Oh, is that why it is? All right. So cracking the code on proper social selling. Here's the deal. None of us, none's a strong word. The majority of us are not going to become TikTok famous, Instagram famous, this massive influencer. We don't need to be. We need to go deep with the 12 to 2,200 people that are already in our circle, that are already people we're connected with. It takes intentionality. So 30-10-5-5-3-1 is how I coach my coaching students on how to dominate social selling or online networking. It only takes 30 minutes a day where you are going to like, heart, or emoji 10 people's post. You are going to comment on 5 people's posts. You're going to connect with 5 people you're not yet connected with. And why? Well, because we all know your net worth is the sum of your network. It's online networking. We have to expand our network. So the second 5 is connecting with 5 new people. Now, you have to do more than just like, heart, emoji, or comment. We got to slide into the DM. So 3 times a day, you better be messaging privately, one-on-one, with somebody who's in your audience that you want to connect with further. And then the one, y'all, we have to post once a day, every single day. Not posting would be like going to a traditional networking event and not talking about yourself. Eventually, you have to talk about yourself because why? People do business with people they know, like, and trust. We all know that. That's sales 101. Well, if they don't know you, they can't like you. If they don't like you, they won't trust you. How can you let people get to know you? You post. And by posting, you're showing them the highlights of you and your life that you think are the most attractive. So if you want to have a secret code, 30, 10, 5, 5, 3, 1. That means it's only 30 minutes a day.
So you got to slide into the DMs. I'll steal a best practice from my man, Kyle Draper. Amazing guy. He goes, when you're going in the DMs, think about throwing a video in there instead of just sending words in there. Just another way to help do it. We keep adding to it. Well, this is something that I know that you do, and this is booming within our industry right now. Everybody's saying, I need to get a coach. Talk to me about that.
You are your product, right? I just said this. People do business with people. Stop there. People do business with people, not with companies. People do business with people, not with robots. Now, they may do business with me and my robot. They may do business with me because I'm aligned with a great company. But people do business with me. Well, what am I doing to make sure that if I'm the product, I'm the best? I love hiring coaches because here's the deal. I only learn by making mistakes, but I can't make all the mistakes necessary to learn what I need to learn. I can pay someone else to teach me based on their mistakes, based on their successes. That shortens my learning curve, and that allows me the greatest probability of success. And ultimately, sometimes in business, we don't have enough runway to make enough mistakes to learn it over 2, 3, or even 5 years. If I can pay a little money to shorten my learning curve down to 9 months, then I can put myself in a position that I may never run out of steam because I learned what I need to learn in 9 months versus in 36 months. Everyone successful, and everyone's a strong word, has a coach. CEOs have coaches, professional athletes have coaches, and I'm not saying their head coach. Tom Brady, one of the best quarterbacks ever. Bill Belichick, one of the best coaches ever. Brady still had coaches outside of the Patriots organization that helped him become Tom Brady. We all need to invest in ourselves, whether it's in books that we read, podcasts that we listen to, events that we attend, or coaches that we hire.
I'm going to go off script here just for a second because something just happened to me. Last week, I was talking about the importance of coaches and getting the right coach. And this woman on the webinar that I did, she goes, that's awesome. Can I talk to you about how I get a coach? I said, yes. She said, I'll call you Friday. She didn't call me Friday, end of the day, Friday. She sent an email. She said, sorry, my day got away from me. Can I call you on Monday? I said, yes. Call me on Monday. On Monday, she didn't call me, and now she hasn't called me again. What are the three out of the first 3 best practices? Was 1, get a coach, and 2, follow up. And this is where we're sitting. And I got to tell you, man, this is what we need to do. Now, I know not only do you know everything, you went in, you did your CMB, you got all that certification and everything, and you're there. How do you get it? You follow what? You follow a blueprint. If you want to get your CMB, you go A, B, C, D to get your CMB. Well, what's a blueprint when it comes to talking about originating?
Yeah, so when you're an originator, you need to be structured. And anything and anyone that's successful is structured. As a triathlete, I am structured, right? I know on Mondays what I need to do for training. On Tuesdays, what I need to do. I know the diet that I need to follow based on where I am in my training regimen. I also know the diet I need to follow in order to race appropriately. And it's never winging it, and it's never willy-nillying it. You know what, Steve? My garbage man, he has a blueprint, right? He knows what neighborhoods on what days, what route. My mom drove a school bus for a living. She also had a blueprint for her success. We as an originator, we need a blueprint for success. So a blueprint is your daily, weekly, monthly success tracker. It tells you what to do Monday through Friday, what to prioritize each and every day, what are your non-negotiables. So for me, you follow theme days. That's a part of the blueprint. You have 10 meaningful conversations. And if you coached with me, I would tell you what constitutes a meaningful conversation. When you're following the blueprint, you're also following the 30, 10, 5, 5, 3, 1 method. You're doing daily lead follow-up. You are exercising 50 minutes a day, 4 times a week, preferably outdoors. You are reading 10 pages a day, because if you read 10 pages a day, you'll read a book a month. A book a month is 12 books a year. Most of us don't read 12 books a year, but books are our cheapest way to learn from other people's successes as well as failures. Because why? Because we can't go out and make all the mistakes necessary to learn what we need to learn. Therefore, we need to learn from other people's mistakes and other people's successes. So a blueprint for me is some kind of a daily, weekly, monthly success tracker where it's telling you what to do and you're able to track your activity.
If you don't have a blueprint, get a coach because your coach will have a blueprint. All right, you're a jock. I see it right there. You like to ski. You like to challenge yourself. Tell me what a 12-week challenge is.
12-week challenge is a phenomenal way for someone to launch their business or for somebody to break through a barrier. I believe in gamification. In fact, I believe in gamification because I follow the patterns of success in business. And retailers have figured out gamification decades ago, the minute they rolled out rewards programs. Okay, we have to gamify things. It's a lot easier for me to stay healthy when I have some kind of a challenge that I'm trying to prepare for, whether it's a race or whether it's a workout that I downloaded offline. Well, if we want to become successful in business, let's put ourselves through different challenges. I might not be able to do something for 365 days, but I can do anything for 10 or 12 weeks. So the 12-week challenge is essentially every day, and these are business days, so only 60 business days in 12 weeks, but every day, Monday through Friday, I'm going to reach out via text, that's text, email, or DM, via a texting platform to 12 potential clients that I don't know. And then every day I'm going to call 12 clients to follow up on the text I sent them yesterday, the email I sent them yesterday, in order to schedule one meeting. If I do this for 12 weeks, then I would have had 60 face-to-face meetings with potential clients. I know sales is a game of numbers. If I meet with 60, 30 of them weren't worth my time. Of the 30 that were worth my time, I know that only 15 of them are going to like me and I'm going to like them. But by me completing this challenge, I got in front of 60 potential clients in order to find 15 long-term clients, which as a lender, these are referral sources, at which point I'm now generating enough leads from those 15 people that I'm now closing an incremental 20 transactions per year, or I'm making an extra $60,000 a year. So it's called the 12-week challenge. It's part of something I put my coaching students through. I've done it twice in my business. Once when I was a rookie and I had to get my business off the ground, and another time when I divorced or broke up with one of my best realtor relationships, and I saw a third of my business evaporate overnight. I had to rebuild. I rebuilt by doing the 12-week challenge.
Well, then how about this? Do you just hop on your bike and go to open houses willy-nilly, or you got a blueprint for that?
There is a strategy to doing open houses. There's a right way and a wrong way. And unfortunately, we only have 15 minutes, and this is a hour-long masterclass, but I'll give you some highlights. If you're going and sitting in open houses for 3 hours, you're doing it wrong. If you're going to open houses expecting to get leads, you're doing it wrong. Leads are great, but they're cherries on top or the sprinkles. The open house strategy is one in which you go there because that's where realtors are. If you're a fisherman, that's where the fish are biting. So you stop by 3 open houses on a Saturday so that you've met 3 agents. You let those agents know that, hey, look, I'm stopping by. I'm in the area. I want to check in on you. I want to introduce myself. I want to let you know that just like you, I don't work banker's hours. Here's my contact information. I'm around if you need me. Best of luck. Now, there's other strategies that you can deploy to make yourself a little bit more valuable or to get some stickiness with that agent. But what you're going to do after you have that type of conversation is you're going to get in your car or truck. You're going to connect with them on social. Then on Monday, you're going to follow up with them. You're going to ask them how the open house went. And then you're going to say something like, hey, I wish I could have stayed longer because I really wanted to get to know you a little bit better and try to figure out where you're going in your career and how I could be a part of that. What does your schedule look like this week? I want to get to know you better, right? So I work open houses the same way I do the 12-week challenge. Pick 26 weeks, commit to, of the 26 weeks, working open houses 18 of those 26 weekends, at which point, if you do it effectively, you would have met over 50 real estate agents. You'd have asked all 50 to meet with you. Not all 50 said yes, but maybe 15 said yes. Not all 15 liked you, you liked them, or they were worth it, but you found 8. Those 8 realtors are very easily going to be worth 15 closings per year for your entire career. There's $45,000 in incremental income, all because you were willing to properly work open houses for 18 of 52 weekends in 2025. And by the way, what I love about our industry, That $45,000 in income, that $65,000 in income that I was talking about, incremental, that's in 26 and 27, right? That grows every single year because the assumption is they're going to stay realtors. Your relationship's only going to grow stronger, and they're going to continue to refer you. It's not like we're selling life insurance or advertising where it's a hit it and quit it and get out. These are relationships we're building and referral sources that'll last us decades.
Folks, I know we try to keep this to 15 minutes, but we're over and we got 3 more to go. Dustin said, if you ever ask him the question, how are you? You better plan and listen to what the answer is, because he's going to keep on talking. So we're going over time, but it's so worth it because we're getting great information from Dustin Owen, and he's got his hat on and he's studying and he's implementing all the things that he says, hey, I got to study and I got to do. What study and do mean to you?
Well, look, one-to-one is fantastic, and that's how business and relationships are made, right? If I was a young single person and I was on Tinder, I'm not going to get my intended result out of Tinder if I stay online the whole time. Eventually, I have to get offline and meet somebody face to face, belly to belly. But in sales and in marketing and networking, one to many is way more effective than one-on-one, although you have to consistently deploy both strategies. If you're truly trying to take your business next level, I'm going to tell you, you need to continue doing the one-to-ones, but you have to also start dominating the one-to-minis. One-to-minis for me are lunch and learns and their webinars. Going forward, 25 through 30, I should be hosting a lunch and learn monthly where I'm able to invite my best referral sources or those that I want to get to know better to an event that I'm hosting. It doesn't matter if the event is stellar. It matters that the event was good enough, because the power is in the invite and the power is in the follow-up. The power is not in the content, I promise you. But start hosting lunch and learns. You have a way to market and advertise to one-to-many. You have a chance to present to one-to-many. And Steve and I can tell you, if you're the guy or gal on stage speaking, for whatever reason, people think you're better than you are, you're smarter than you are, and you're somebody that they have to get to know. And then obviously the powers in the follow-up as well. Webinars, what an amazing way to work our sphere of influence, our circle of influence, our past clients, to get them to hop on a call like this where we're presenting market updates, real estate trends, or how to purchase real estate. It's a great way to touch 1,000 people to get 16 of them on a call where you can present yourself as the subject matter expert, as the community expert, and someone that can help them. So if you're looking to continue to grow in your career, learn how to do things that allow you to present one-to-many.
And our last 2 involve a 3-letter word, and that 3-letter word is who. And therefore, that's why we got Dustin with the dome right there. This is an actual photograph of his brain. We put that in there for it. It's a scan of his brain sitting there right next to it. Looks just like him.
So who do you know? Like, you as a sales professional, every conversation you need to be asking for business. You're either asking someone to refer you to another potential referral source, or you're asking someone to refer you to someone they know that needs your services. My favorite 4-letter words for asking for referrals: who do you know? Right? So get in the habit. It needs to become subconscious that you just end every conversation, or you include who do you know into every conversation you may have. Hey, Steve, out of curiosity, who do you know that would love to see me do this, but maybe for an hour or two? I would love an introduction to them. In fact, I just did a 4-hour workshop for 60 originators at Mid-Florida Credit Union yesterday. Who do you know that would want me to come do a 4-hour workshop for them? As originators, we should be asking, who do you know? You want to get to number 9?
Your biggest asset is your network. How do you grow your network? You ask, who do you know? That's what you are. And number 9, we're going to take that out. We're going to turn them upside down, because we're going to talk about who's and how's.
Who's and how's. So in order to do more, it's not necessarily how, it's more about who. The book 10X is easier than 2X teaches us very well. If you need to do more business, you need to generate more leads. There's only X amount of hours in the day that you can physically and mentally work. But what if you hired a who? What could you offload onto a who so that you could do more of what you're most talented to do. So if you're trying to generate more leads and you are the best lead generator in the branch or on your team, then you don't need to work more hours. You need to hire someone to offload some of the administrative tasks that's preventing you from generating more leads. So in many instances, when we talk about scaling, we talk about building, we're building teams, and we need to find a who and not necessarily a how.
When I talk about who, when I talk about network, I'm real glad that I got my man, Dustin Owen. He's a who that I know, and I'm glad that he's in my network. If you want him in your network, there's all his contact information sitting right up there on the page for you. You can get in touch with him. There's all my information at the bottom of the page. I get follow-up questions and comments all the time. Let me know. Other than that, thank you for being here. Dustin, thank you for being here, and I hope everybody has a great day.
Thank you, Steve. Bye, guys.